When I say it's about your perception, every single word means it's about your perception. You are the owner of everything that you experience, everything you see, everything that you perceive is yours. You own it. And you can only, your perception is only going to be, okay, it's going to be a mirror image, so it's only going to be what you're putting out. It's only wherever you're vibrating, that's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to experience. What you're vibrating, that's what you're going to experience. You can, you want to change what you're experiencing, change your vibration. Just wow, I can feel this. I know what I'm trying to say. I can feel it. Just take small things and small things that you feel God or the universe is giving you, is showing you, small things, and take those and think about those things. Am I making any sense at all? And with all these lower vibrational earths or realities shedding away, which is what I think is the whole Mandela effect. Really, I mean, we're shifting in other timelines because these other ones are shedding away. The lower vibrational earths are what's shedding, leaving, blowing up, and that's why we catch changes, Mandela, because most of them seem to be better, in my opinion. I really feel that those affected have an advantage in that if anything happened on a major scale, we would all just majorly shift. And I think it's happened at least once, possibly twice, at least in my reality. I was studying volcanoes. The roommates told me not to bother. If it went off, we wouldn't even know. I mean, I remember storing water and food and having candles and flashlights and batteries and all this stuff, and just realized it was a load of crap. So I already went through all that because it's not necessary, because those affected, if something major happens, we're just shifting into a timeline, reality dimension where things happen differently. And it's going to keep happening. These things that are on the outside, since we don't believe that, the stuff that's going on TV and stuff, we don't really believe that stuff. So it's just going to keep puttering out. At least that's my feeling. Of course, there is the feeling about how World War III won't even get off the ground because of a fake alien invasion. I think it's still more fear stuff. I think that's all it is. And we're just going to keep shifting into where it's, you're just hearing about stuff. It's just nothing's really going to escalate to anything. It's where if anything major happens, if there's going to be a mass shift, that's what it would be. If any kind of major catastrophe is going to occur, a mass shift will occur. And it'll just seem like everything passed us on. I don't know. So wherever your focus is, that's what you're going to experience. Whatever you're vibrating, that's what you're going to experience. The whole idea was not to judge. Just don't, right at this time, at this moment in time, we're not to judge. Don't judge. Like yesterday, I decided not to judge, and it was great. It was fine. I had a fantastic day. Anytime anything would even second come up of me thinking anything that really isn't any of my business, I clicked it away and boom. And I tried to do the same thing today, and it wasn't as easy, let me tell you. Like, how was it so easy yesterday? So what are we focusing on? I mean, as a collective, what are we focusing on? Are we watching CNN? Most of us probably are. I say us. Probably everybody watching this probably isn't. Or maybe. or maybe in contact with other people that are talking about it. So where's our focus as a collective? Because that's why we're seeing or hearing what's going on around us. You know, I'm guilty of not being sure what I want. And I say that, but at the same time, I do have what I want because of what I went through in the past. And as I got what I want, those things changed. And now I'm here having what I wanted, but want something different. I need to learn how to create personally before I can start creating with a collective. And I think we all need to do that. Even if it's small things. I did my little experiment with the weather. Like I said, I really broke it down and felt like, no, I'm not changing the weather. I'm just shifting somewhere where it's different. It's not going to be all this snow. And ever since then, there hasn't been any snow. People have talked about a couple of storms coming in, and there's nothing. I'm not even trying to do anything. I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to stay here and watch the snow, and it's just not happening. That's the experiment I did, and it seemed to work. It worked for me because I just assumed that I was going to be able to get in my car and drive out of here with no problems with the weather. And it was like the whole week before that, everybody's talking about all this snow, and I was like, no, I'm shifting away from that. And I did, or none of this is true, and the weather's the weather, and that was a coincidence. So for me, I felt like, okay, that was a success. I had a couple of silly things that I didn't even want to mention. In Ruby Tuesday, which used to be Ruby Tuesdays for me, the S and the D are connected. They weren't connected before. I'm sure of it. It just looks weird now to me. And Kit Kat with the dash used to be in the dash in the middle, and I'm looking at Kit Kat without a dash, and I'm looking at the word wafers. The word wafers was two F's for me. It was Waffers. That's the way the word was spelled. Now it's just wafer. And that's just for me. It might not be for everybody. So I've been putting out these videos about not judging, and it's a good time not to judge. And physically, with the people that I'm looking directly at and talking to and interacting with, it's working. It's working really well, especially being behind a bar. Then I come up to YouTube, and I got people, shills just crying and whining, and I pick up another video and see a reply on another one, and somebody's bitching about something, and I just don't get it. And I find myself judging, and I'm kind of not judging so much as I'm tired of people telling me about my memory and giving me F-bombs and stuff. I don't need you people, man. I'm judging him for judging me. I think, and that's what's happening. What I used to do with shows is just delete them from my channel. I don't have time for that. And I definitely don't have time for these people who are, attacking me because of what I feel is going on with the Mandela effect. Like I said, I have theories, and I have them numbered, and they're my theories. I'm hoping one out of the 10 are right. I hope number 9 and 10 aren't right, but, they're still theories. And, I'm living my life and doing my thing. Why do you care what the hell I think? I don't want to put this out. This is getting me angry. I might as well just go watch CNN. Yeah, I've been thinking about the stuff I put out. I'm like, no, I'm not bitching. I'm, putting out stuff. It's a blog, I guess, more or less. Trying to help people that are been Mandela affected, people that are affected by the Mandela effect. If something I put out helps them, that's fantastic. I think it's great because it's helping me too. Sometimes when I look back on these videos, I gotta laugh. This is more. This little segment here is more for me because I'm finding that But just by simply not judging, my energy is so much higher. And, I really recommend it. And sometimes it's really not easy. It depends on how close these people are to you. I have people that are really close to me in my life that, I'm getting the message, stop judging, because it's none of my business. It really isn't. So I'm stopping to do that. My energy level's been higher. Now I'm being taught to not judge on YouTube either, because I want to lash out at these people. But don't tell me what my memories are. Don't tell me, because there are things that I know for 100% sure wasn't a psyop. I've come up with reasons and debunked almost every Mandela effect that I could, the 100 percenters that are 100% for me. And I could practically debunk them, but the to debunk it is more outlandish than my consciousness shifting into another dimension. That's just how I feel about it. I guess the lesson today is not to judge anything, including YouTube debunkers. They're entitled. I put that channel out there. I put it out the way I want to put it out. I guess, they have a right to comment any way they want. And I have a right to get rid of it if I want. But it's a tough thing. But I'm not judging. And the YouTube thing, I'm going back. I see a show, they're just gone. I don't care. I don't have time for you. I don't need people sitting here telling me I'm crazy. I'll be crazy with tens of thousands of other people, though. That's fine with me. It's going to be the majority soon. And I did make a comment. Did I judge? Did I? When I was typing the comment with my emotions, yeah, I probably wasn't doing my normal thing the way I usually act. Told them, I said, your mind cannot handle supernatural phenomenon. He can't comprehend what's going on. He doesn't get it. So he's lashing out and attacking and making fun of it. That's the adult thing to do. When you don't understand something, make fun of it, right? Attack. That's what humans do. I was talking about not judging, and I jump on YouTube and all I see is complaining and judging. And then I found myself judging these people who were judging, because physically, during my daily day, I'm not judging and I'm having a great time. It's an amazing feeling. My spirit is lifted. My vibration is higher. That's how I mean to put it. My vibration is higher. And I come up here, jump on YouTube and see what's going on. And just a lot of bickering, a lot of trolls. And it's just like the news. It's the same thing. This is probably the 5th video I've done now on this subject. You're not going to see the other ones. I let them get to me. I even commented back in a way that I normally wouldn't. But I'm kind of tired of it. These people aren't affected and they don't understand it, so they attack and make fun of it, and make fun of us. That's what adults do, right? No, that's what children do. Or when somebody's afraid of something, they attack and they make fun of it when they don't understand it and they're afraid of it. And that's just a blind truth. So that's what's going on there. So now I do what I've done. I just delete them from the channel or ignore their comments or whatever. I'm not going to feed into that. No more. And there's been no complaining on my channel as far as I know. I may have. Most of the time I edit stuff out like that. I get a lot of messages that people are appreciative that I put out videos. Um, and I hope it helps them. That's why I'm doing this. But the infighting or the fighting with the non-affected, it's pointless. Um, it's funny because I feel like they're as much a part of this as the affected. They're not affected. They're a part of it.
Then in 2016, the earth shifted beneath our feet.
I am an acquaintance with somebody who has been Mandela affected before. Specifically, he remembers Shirley Temple dying at a young age. And he blew it off as either somebody told him wrong information or he read something wrong or, he was mistaken. And we were talking again, and because he's actually trying, but he doesn't believe. And it's almost, it's like, I don't believe it unless I can see it. That's just the way I am. He goes, but I am a hypocrite. I believe in God, and I'm like, well, okay. This definitely shows God, especially with the information about hiding what shape the planet is or what's really going on. Um, this has shown me that, yeah, there's a creator, absolutely. But I'm under the impression that God just kind of gave, I don't know how else to put it. In physical terms, I'm going to say God created his creations and gave them carte blanche. Um, and physical reality was a myth. And, a couple of them have tried it and came up with things. And then one specific being, one dimensional being, because there's no physical here. So this is all physical terms. Accidentally discovered physical reality and then accidentally created things to get into physical reality to collect what he needed for his people, which were the bodies. So, but then there were other, then his whole agenda changed because he realized he was experiencing, or not him personally, because he will not go near his creation, from what I understand, as far as getting in it. But he just also, through those experiences, he also discovered negativity, deception, lying, cheating, stealing, and that was the only, and to integrate that into the physical reality that he accidentally discovered, created, that was the only way to experience the physical reality, was with duality. And, he came across all these things, and this is over billions of dimensional years. I'm under the impression 33 billion dimensional years. What is that? I don't even know. So, there. So is physical reality subletted? Um, you know, but he says he won't believe it until he sees it. But he's already seen it. He's already experienced the Mandela effect and blew it off as misremembering. He does remember 6 people in the car. That just blows my mind. Every time I tried to make an example, of things, we talked about a few things. There's one thing he's absolutely 100% sure of that he saw when he was a child and even older, and that is Tinker Bell with the whole, coming up and blink, the whole bit. He's 100% sure he's going to be looking at it tonight, and he swears he's going to find it and email it to me. So, I just asked him. I said, "What happens if you can't find it?" I said, "You're just going to say Disney changed their logo and is keeping it a secret?" And he's like, "No, because if Disney was going to do something like that, they'd make an announcement, But if Disney announces that That's what, he's like, well, if Disney announces that they don't understand what happened, there used to be Tinkerbell doing all this and now she's not, and they don't know why. He said then he might consider believing it, that something's up. And I said, well, what do you do after that? I mean, what would be your next step? And he says, well, how would it affect my life? And I thought, wow, this brings me back to discovering or feeling that we don't live on a ball flying through space, because it occurred to me that it doesn't matter. It's about your perception. It's about what's in front of you and how you live your life. It's not about whether you live on a ball or a pancake. It doesn't matter, because you're still going to live your life the same way. It's not like in a couple of years you were going to take off to outer space anyway. Or maybe you bought in the reincarnation and felt like in 300 years you'd have your own starship. I mean, I thought I was going to. So it brought me back to that, because, as far as what shape the planet isn't going to affect my life in the long run. I'm still going to live my life the same way I've lived it. And things may change because of that. I don't know. It would actually have to happen on a worldwide scale. But how does the Mandela effect change my life? Well, if someone or something is manipulating history, if someone or something is changing history, if someone or something is manipulating, changing things to their benefit, I mean, I don't know some of the changes. I don't see what benefit it would have been, unless that's some of those other computer programs or companies trying to make it look like it was them, so they also did some of their own changes. Because I'm starting to get the feeling that some of these changes are supernatural and some of them may be man-made. That's, come to my attention, and I've been thinking about that. But he won't, I don't think, it's going to be tough for him if something actually did come down to him and change, but then he's just going to go, well, I'm just going to live my life. If movie lines are going to change, I get to watch it twice. And that's funny, because when I first discovered the Mandela effect, I said that. I said, well, what are we going to do about this? Well, I guess I'm going to go see John Lennon in concert again, or I'm going to, change the colors around in my house and, watch movies over again like I never watched them before, because they're going to be a little different, or listen to music. Or, that was my first take on things. I'm like, wow, this is really exciting. And it's probably not a bad thought either. How much more can you do? Well, that's what I told them. If this comes down to you create what's in front of you, you can manipulate, create, and utilize this energy, the speaking with the ether and talking, with the ether and manipulating it into your favor, then yeah, it's going to affect your life.
Then in 2016, the earth shifted beneath our feet. The rebellion started.
Even looking at the news to see what everybody else is doing and what's going on is bringing that into your reality. Okay, you're hurting yourself by just checking it out. That simple.
And to all the people that say they do this to change products, to get you to buy their products. Home Depot ain't doing so good that they're going to add the word "the" in front of every building that they own across the country.
I guess it was 2006, 2007, maybe even before then. I came across a group that it was very much coming back to you. It had nothing, it was like, but it was a little ritualistic for me. It was a little cultish for me. But I understand now why they had to do it that way if they wanted to reach people. Um, it was really the only way to reach people. What I found fascinating was this 22-year-old girl claimed she was leaving and going into the dimensions, and she was explaining that there's nothing there physically. Forget the stars, forget everything. There is no outer space. It's all about what's in you. And when she would leave, she would explore and figure out, do her thing, whatever it was. Somebody else would come into her body. And they have this site, Destiny, I believe it's called. Very cultish, very, it's a puzzle. And I get why they did it that way. Me personally, I guess I didn't have to go through those things, but maybe I should have. Maybe I'll have to. They claim that, after you pass, you'll have to go through these things. So I'm thinking I'll check out that channel again because it was extremely interesting, especially what they're saying as far as there is no outer space. Everything's right here. They were saying that in 2006, 2007, probably before then. And, I find that very interesting because, now I'm getting it. We are in an enclosed structure. This was created, and we're experiencing it. And now is a time, maybe after 2012, since the information I've been coming across, maybe since 2012, we're actually creating this. We've been given back our power, our control. That's what I feel. I feel that we've been given it back, and it's kind of haywire now because we don't know that. We don't know that. We haven't, we're just touching the tip of the iceberg. It's my favorite to say. This, brings me back to where I felt I was receiving messages through the Mandela effect that it was directing it towards me, that it was about me, that I had to figure these things out for me, and there's things I need to do. And I get that. And I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like we are in this enclosed structure. I'm feeling this is for us to experience and create, and that we don't need to go through all the negative stuff, and that those stars out there are intelligent beings. I'm convinced, honestly, it's a theory because I don't know. I just have my experiences, which I believe I am going to run through in order how they happened, how they occurred to me, because there's a lot of little things here I got written down that I never spoke about. I never thought much of it. But I'm really considering just going through the whole thing and then maybe putting a bunch of 5-minute clips out or something. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But I'm really feeling good about this, especially if we are in an enclosed structure and this was put here for us to learn how to create. I'm ready for it. I feel like I got this. Whatever, I'll be tested again, maybe. I don't know. But for a long time, I really feel like, we're here now. This is it. We're creating, and things are a little hectic because we're not sure how to do it. Yeah, so I'm wondering, I'm feeling this now. I'm feeling the good positive energy. We went through some stuff there last few weeks. I felt it. I was suspicious that we were going through something, but I, kept looking around. But I think if we're going to notice any changes, it'll be now. I think the shift is complete. The minor one that it may have been, there may be other things going on that we're not noticing. May not be many changes at all. It may just been such lower negative Earths that fell that we're not even noticing it. It could be that as well. But
I remember when I first saw chemtrails, they were just the lines. Now it's always an X.
When I feel like, wow, we're in a dome or we are in some kind of enclosure, even if it goes on forever, even if it just goes on and there's other realms on the other side of the South Pole, makes me feel good. I like it. It resonates with me that those stars are intelligent beings and we're here to have fun and experience. And it's not going to be the memory so much, obvious. It's going to be the experience.
Then in 2016, the earth shifted beneath our feet. The rebellion started.